to our cross stitch channel, Stitching a Little. In today's video, we're going to be showing you finished projects. We're very excited because it's been a little bit of a, quite some time since we showed you finished projects, and we have a total of 4 projects. We hope that you enjoy them, and if you have any questions for us about our cross stitch kits or cross stitch projects, feel free to let us know down below in the comment section. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Okay, so we're going to start off with 2 tiny projects, and then we're going to move on to 2 big projects, or a bigger kind of size. So we're going to start off with these. These are 2 gnomes, as you can see, and they're in that Valentine kind of theme, very romantic themed. As you can see, these are the gnomes. They're absolutely stunning, very beautiful. Now this design that we were able to get brings a total of 3 gnomes. We just decided to pick 2 of them and do them separately. So that's why you see them like so. But the design itself brings a total of 3. You'll be seeing it here on the screen. So my mom did this one, which is the gnome with the heart balloon, and it's very beautiful. Now, if you can tell well on the fabric, this fabric we dyed it at home, both of them, and the pink color that it got it's just, we couldn't have asked for a better color for this project. We think that it suits the design perfectly. So once again, we dyed this fabric here at home. My mom is a very good fabric dyer, and she tints the fabric very well. So I'm learning a lot from her on how to do that. But once again, it's a beautiful project. And then for mine, it's basically like the set that comes along with this one, which would be the lady gnome, and she's holding a heart with a flower as well on the hat. And it's gorgeous. It's an absolutely beautiful design. As you can see, the fabric is tinted here at home as well, and it was able to accomplish a very good color. Now for this one, I think we're using this fabric. We use this fabric for these, which I think is the GMC Charles Craft Monaco, which would be the even weave 28 count Lugana. It measures 20 by 24 inches. Obviously we didn't need that size for these projects since they're very tiny, but it's this one that you see over here. This is the fabric that we used. We have a few of these in our collection, and this is turning to be one of our favorite fabrics here at home. So if you've never used 28 count even weave or Lugana, we recommend that you do, because it's a very good fabric to stitch with, and it is once again turning into one of our favorite fabrics for cross stitch. Alright, and now we're going to be showing you the 2 next projects that we finished. So we're going to start off with this one of the polar bears. Look how stunning it turned out. If you've seen my mom's whip updates for a little bit of time here on our channel, you might have known that this is a project that she's been working on, and it's finally finished. I mean, it's so beautiful. You can tell that there's a lot of French knots in what would be the rocks or the ice rocks at the bottom. And then, I mean, just look how the colors are so vibrant. It's just stunning. You'll be seeing more clips here on the screen. I mean, it turned out absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to be showing you quickly how she stitched the project to be able to finish it. And we do use these very useful kind of like folder binders, and they come in like this format, which is like it's in a case, and you can store in, like for example, your patterns. You can store them in, and you just lock it like so, and it's very useful. You can even store in the floss organizers as well. So it's another option that we have for stitching and storing our projects. So as you can see, this is how she finished the project. This is the original, not the original, this is actually a copy of the original chart. And that's why it's all highlighted, because when we're talking about original charts, we don't highlight the original ones. We usually make copies when we have a chance, and that's when we highlight the copy. So never the original, just the copy. And as you can see, this is how she highlighted. And once she was reaching the end, which would be around here, she decided to not highlight anymore. She wanted to do that one without highlighting. But this is all the trajectory of the cross stitch project itself. This one, if I didn't mention it before, it is from the brand Pana, and it officially measures 18 by 27 centimeters or 7 by 10.5 inches. And this is what was left of the colors. In my mom's opinion, you can be able to make another project with the flosses remaining. That is very good news, because that way you know that if you decide to get this project, you won't have to worry about running out of flosses, which is something that didn't happen to me. You'll be seeing why very soon. But in my mom's case, she did finish her project, and luckily she had a lot of floss remaining. So that is something to keep in mind. This is enough floss to be able to do another one of these. So once again, I'll show you a quick little clip of the project so that you can see it in further detail. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at all those details. The French knots do give it like an extra touch as well. And it's in that motherhood theme, which is something that goes along with their family. Also, something that she wanted me to mention is that it does have a lot of different variety of stitches. So you'll have 4 strands, 3 strands, 2 strands, 1 strand combined. You have a lot of different types of stitches. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Alright, now let's move on to the other finished project. Okay, so this is the other finished project, and something that I wanted to let you guys know as well is that both of them haven't been washed or dried yet. But we will do that because we do want to store them already cleaned and dried. Okay, so then this is the other project, as you can see, and this is the green landscape. This is a project that I've been meaning to finish for a while now, and I finally was able to do so. Now, this one is from the brand Magic Needle. It is one of my favorite cross-stitch brands. And this is actually one of the first, maybe the first or the second project that I ever stitched on plain fabric. Because when I started stitching, I did only stitch on what would be stamped fabric. So this was actually one of the first projects that I started on plain fabric. Now, I did stitch this one on 14 count Aida, and I love the result. This was one of my favorite projects of cross stitch, and it's finally finished. Now, I did start from what would be the clouds or the sky. I was able to stitch quite a lot faster on the sky because it is only half cross stitch or half stitch. So you will be able to advance very much more if you start from the top. Now, another detail that I wanted to let you know is that you can't tell the difference in the cross stitches from this side, which is where I started cross stitching, in comparison to this side, because I had a little bit more experience. So what I mean by that is that if you look closely on this side, you can see that the cross stitches are more wide open. They're kind of like not in a good finish. But over here you can tell that they're a little bit more well done. So that goes to say that once you gain experience cross stitching, you will see a difference on your stitches, and that's a good thing. That way you've known that you've made some progress since you started stitching. Okay, so I'm going to show you very quickly. The pattern is intact. This is the pattern that came with the kit. And now the copy, we did have a Staples near where we live, but unfortunately they closed, and we only have an Office Depot. And with the Office Depot, the problem is that the quality of the paper is not the same as Staples. Although we are very grateful that at least we have the Office Depot close to us, because that way we can print any further copies of the original patterns of the original charts, but lately we've only been stitching digitally, so it's only on rare occasions that we use paper. So this is a copy, and this has like 3 years. As you can see, it has 2 to 3 years, and I did stitch, I did highlight a lot on this, and it was only near the end that I didn't highlight around here, but everything else, as you can see, it's very much highlighted and very much used up. So this is my little map of the cross stitch project, and I'm going to be showing you quickly something that I did want to say about the flosses. So in certain flosses I did bobbin them, so I did put them in bobbins, and it started to rain again. Maybe you're hearing it in the background. It's pouring down hard currently. But something that I wanted to let you know is that the flosses themselves that came in the floss organizer, of the green ones, I didn't have any problems. I was able to finish them all, and I do have remaining. Now for what would be, I'm going to let you know what colors they are specifically, just in case you want to get this project for yourself. For the colors, which would be the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, and number 1, so 1 through 4, those 4 colors I did end up missing. They weren't enough, so that is something that you might want to keep in mind if you want to get this project. I had to substitute them with different colors. Even then, it wasn't the same tone, because the number 1, I think it is, or number 2, it's kind of like a matte white, and it was very difficult to find that one. And then for the French knots of this one, I didn't use the same color. I switched the colors I replaced them for different colors. So the French knots are in a different color than what the original chart requires. And this is all for the green landscape. I love this project. I love how it turned out. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. This one measures 41 by 30 centimeters in total. And once again, Magic Needle is one of our favorite cross stitch brands. And if you can see over here, this is where I started practicing on the French knots, because I've never done any French knots before, and my mom was teaching me how to do them. So I just decided to practice on that little corner of the project. Alright, that was all for today's video, everyone, where we showed you the finished projects. We hope that you enjoyed, and here I am with my little espresso coffee. It is a rainy day, and it's a perfect occasion for drinking some espresso coffee. And if you have your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking or eating, I hope that you were able to enjoy this video of cross stitch, and feel free to subscribe to our channel for more cross stitch content. And once again, if you have any questions, anything that I didn't mention, feel free to let us know. You can also follow us on Instagram. We share a lot of cross stitch details over there, more about our cross stitch project bags as well. Thank you all once again for your support, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye!